3 years ago, ONA created an award that honors the life and work of James Foley. Jim embodied the very essence of powerful, compassionate, groundbreaking journalism, and he toiled under some of the most challenging circumstances, courageously working to uncover truth and humanity amid heartbreaking conflict. Tonight, we are pleased to announce the third recipient of the James Foley Award for Conflict Reporting, given each year to a freelance journalist who honors Jim's legacy through the innovative pursuit of stories and visuals of life in the most challenging conflict zones. This year, the award goes to Todras-Whitehill, an American photographer and multimedia journalist based in Istanbul. So I have a lot to say about Tara, but before I do that, a few words from Diane.
John and I are so honored to be present this year to present this award in honor of Jim, an American journalist who reported from Syria and was killed there in 2014. The James W. Foley Legacy Foundation seeks to inspire moral courage, one person at a time, as our son Jim aspired to, by advocating for the return of all Americans taken hostage abroad, by protecting independent conflict journalists, and by educating all regarding these threats to our freedom. It takes courage to be a journalist today, particularly moral courage, to dare to investigate those in power, to stand by your facts, and to dare to report the truth. So we are truly delighted to be here tonight to honor Tara with the James Foley Conflict Journalist Award. Tara is a truly exceptional and courageous journalist, worthy recipient who carries on Jim's legacy. Thank you so much.
So let's talk about Tara. Tara has aimed her lens at protest marches, clashes, and battlefields, but her greatest passion, she says, is telling the story of women in the region. Strong women who are changing the world around them, often in the face of considerable cultural headwinds. Some of these women protest or fight. Others run for office or start a business or influence those around them through a role on a popular TV show. Whatever the subject, there's a common thread in Tara's visual journalism. She focuses on the human experience, creating an intimate connection between those she captures and those lucky enough to view her work. And it's not just about photography with Tara. Her writing is as colorful as her images, and she's produced engaging audio reports for PRI and NPR. She's also co-founder of Vignette Interactive, an agency that deftly merges photography and video journalism with immersive and data-driven digital storytelling to bring fascinating stories about the Middle East and North Africa to clients ranging from the New York Times and PBS to UNICEF and the International Rescue Committee. At the same time, Tara has become known as a caring and supportive member of the freelance community. No small compliment, given the day-to-day challenges faced by independent journalists working in places affected by conflict and chaos. And so I am honored and humbled to present the 2017 James Foley Award for Conflict Reporting to Tara Todras-Whitehill.
That is an amazing introduction. I really feel I'm stunned by it. Thank you to the Foley family and to the Online News Association for this honor. It is humbling to follow in the footsteps of Cengiz Yar and Sima Diab, both extraordinary photojournalists. I'd like to start with a story that's not about front lines and not about shootings or RPGs, but about family. A small story involving my mother, who is here tonight. In 2011, I was a staff photographer for the Associated Press. And after covering the revolution in Egypt, I went into rebel-controlled eastern Libya with a group of journalists. I told almost no one outside of work where I was going, and when I reached Tobruk, I called my parents from the garden of the hotel where most people were filing their stories to let them know I was okay. Now, the sat phone only worked on speaker, and when I reached my mom, with great candor and replete with four-letter words, she gave me and the rest of the press corps an earful about how upset she was that I had gone into Libya, a potentially risky and unknown conflict. Truth be told, I was a little embarrassed to be told off by my mom. Who wants to be told off by your mother in front of a group of seasoned conflict reporters? But then I realized afterwards she had every right. My time in Libya really had a profound effect on me. I understood at some point that if something happened to me, my family would never recover. That realization hit me when shortly after I left the country, my friend and mentor, Chris Hondros, was killed in the city of Misrata. I think about him a lot, and I can't even begin to comprehend how much he is missed by the people who love him, or loved him. In our profession, we travel to places that would give other people pause, to say the least, and for many of us, we do so not because it's thrilling, but because we know that there are stories that need to be told. Truth matters. That's part of what my company, Vignette Interactive, is all about, storytelling that can help change or save people's lives. The killing of James Foley put another spotlight on how dangerous our profession is and how important it is that our protection and the people we work with should be a given, on assignment, whether we're staff, part-time, or freelance. Because our well-being is not just about us, it's about our loved ones. I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for my awesome family and friends, my incredible boyfriend, my editors, and especially my parents, who have always been supportive, whether they understood what I was doing or not. Most of the time, not. Thanks to our talented team at Vignette Interactive, I'm so proud of what we've accomplished, highlighting some of the most complex and important untold stories from around the world. I also have to thank my business partner, Matt. I couldn't have asked for a better colleague and friend to have started this company with. And to the Foley family, who are honoring their son with this award. I'd like to close by dedicating this award to the Frontline Freelance Register. In an era, yes, please. In an era of shrinking budgets and cost-cutting measures, FFR has made great strides in the fight to support freelance journalists who risk their lives around the world so that people in our hometowns and around the world can be better informed. I've dedicated my life to that mission of greater understanding. I know that this time is of great turmoil for the United States, but there are so many vital stories around the world that must be told. My plea to all of you is to keep supporting that work. Thank you for listening. Good night.